show after the show with the Fantasy Footballers.
I don't know what
I like that one.
No. That's perfect for today's show. Yeah, that's perfect. I mean, it was lazy, but it was perfect.
I turned the camera on to Mike, and I'm like, wait, he's not ready. No, he's.
Oh, did I slowly come into the view?
Yeah. Well,
Oh, yeah.
Welcome to the show after the show. That scream, it fits with what I want to talk about today because look, we talked about getting older on Tuesday. So if you didn't watch the show after the show on Tuesday, you can go watch what we thought were the worst parts of getting older. That means we've lived a little bit. I mean, not a lot. I mean, we're in our earlier 30s, getting towards that middle-aged area. Here's what I want to ask you guys, and I don't know the answer to any of these questions or this question. Have you ever had something that's taken place in your life that you would qualify as a near-death experience or an experience in which you could have had major injury or died, that type of thing? Because I have
every single time I see a spider.
Oh, I thought every time you see a spider?
Yes, near death.
Every trip to Whataburger?
Well,
and so I have one story to tell. So I don't know. Do you want me to start? Do you have one? Mike, have you ever been near death?
I don't know if I've been near death, but I don't know if I have like a great story.
So can you just say it really quickly then? Like, what's your near death then? If it's not a story, just tell me what happened.
Well, I didn't know what was happening, but as a child, I went sledding. We have up in Flagstaff, where you might be surprised to know this. In Arizona, there is a place where it snows a lot in the winter.
There you go.
But we went up to Flagstaff with a friend, and we went sledding, and not like on the usual sled, but on the disc.
Yep.
So I think you
the
still
Captain
call
America shield, I think,
Yes.
is what they call that.
So I went shielding, and I went flying down the hill, and I end up kind of spun backwards, and all of a sudden, like, I get to the bottom, and my dad's friend grabs me, and I look back, and apparently I was heading towards a giant rock, and I didn't even know it, and so I don't know what kind of damage I would have sustained if he didn't grab me, but clearly he saw something terrible was approaching, so he saved me from whatever injury
I was waiting
gotten.
for the polar bear in Arizona.
In Flagstaff.
Generally, yeah, the polar bear.
only polar bear.
And I stopped, and then he grabbed me, and I didn't know what was happening. But right behind me was a moose.
So I like to let Jason close things out because somehow his stories are just more terrifying. Mine is so in Arizona everybody has a pool, and so oh my god,
no, sorry, go on.
you didn't poop your pants again.
No,
that's not near. That's near death for everyone around you. For me in Arizona everybody has a pool. When we grew up, have you ever seen pool covers?
Yes.
People would put the pool cover on, right?
You had
And I had a pool cover, and the pool covers, like the density, what it was made of was like, it's like bubble wrap.
You can't
right?
get that
It's
up.
like a heavy bubble wrap, and it just sits on top of the water, and my dad would put it on there. I guess it's to prevent,
it keeps the heat in, and it keeps your pool clean.
And it keeps your pool clean because nothing can fall in it, and then you just pick up the pool cover. So I was about 8, 9, 10 years old. Great swimmer. I mean, I swam all growing up. Never had a problem in the water. There was one time when, and sometimes we would kind of like, I don't know, I think we'd jump on it.
Yeah, I mean, your kids would do stupid stuff.
And so I remember, and my dad was right here. I mean, my dad was just clean, he's like cutting bushes that are by the pool. And I leap in, and I slip right through the pool cover. And I try to get up out. It's like ice, right?
Yes.
So I try to get up out of the pool cover. I'm underwater. I still remember it to this day, being that young. And I couldn't find an entrance. And this pool cover it's end to end. It's covered. And, maybe it was pulled back a little bit. And I slipped straight through a crack, and I'm underneath it, and I'm searching for air.
Right.
For as long as a person could search for air until and nobody rescued me. I eventually found a way out. But, I mean, I remember the panic and fear, and my dad was just there and didn't see it. And
I can't imagine, because I have an experience almost identical to that where I jumped in, but they had the like king size mattress.
Yes,
I've floaty.
I've had the exact same thing.
I cannot open my eyes underwater. Like I've never been able to do it.
Strange.
Yeah, I'm a weird guy, Ace. But I came up, and I know the terrifying nature of, like, you can't lift that thing up from underneath, especially as a kid. I mean, it's just like, and so I'd swim this way, and I was like, oh no, I swim this way, and I can't see where I'm going. Apparently, I am willing to die before I'm willing to open my eyes underwater. But that wasn't my story.
All right, tell your story.
So my story was actually, I was a theater major in college, and sometimes they teach you certain recall stories, like if you need to cry or if you need to laugh or whatever. And this was my recall story.
Okay.
For when I had to laugh.
It's like Total Recall.
And I just started laughing.
laugh?
I just started laughing a minute ago because I thought of this story. This should not be a laugh moment, but I'm a weird guy, and so I was actually in college at this time, and I was driving. We took myself and a girlfriend of mine, Brittany. We were driving her dad's truck to San Diego, and we were on our way back, and it was pouring rain, and we were on a freeway at a big place where it turns, and this is California freeway traffic, and it wasn't stopped. It was just full. Everyone's driving 70 miles an hour, cars left, right, center, everywhere around you. And we're going along this turn, and all of a sudden the overdrive, I don't know if it kicked on or kicked off, but the RPMs went up on the truck when I was driving. And so the tires hydroplaned.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on the middle of a busy 70-mile-an-hour freeway, and all of a sudden I lose a little bit of control, and the car spins. I did like 4 full 360s in the middle of the freeway. I go from one lane all the way over and back. And by God's grace, every car stopped. No accident on this freeway. We were okay, but the reason that it's a funny recall story is because Brittany was reading a book while we were driving in this truck, and all of a sudden, when this happens, I'm like, oh, so I'm focused on here, and now the car's spinning. I've completely lost control. I look over to the side to see what Brittany's doing, and she's crapping her pants, arms like this. Like, door of the car and the truck bed, and she's just going, and the look on her face, because I wasn't expecting it. That's my recall. I just remember looking over and seeing her just freak out, and then we stopped. We're like, oh, and it's over. And it's like, that Tommy Boy moment, like, or that Black Sheep, like, what in the hell was that all about? And it's like, what do we do? And so I just drive like 10 miles an hour. I'm like, what's going on with this truck?
How do you recover after that moment?
We drove that truck back.
I was hoping you said something really cool, like James Bond.
I did.
You didn't?
No.
Well, I'd love to hear if you have a story that is more dangerous than those. Those were the ones we could remember. But thanks for listening. Thanks for following the show. Make sure you listen to the podcast on iTunes and subscribe here on YouTube. Have a good one.